Hello and welcome along as the Cross Series League Racing Championship returns this week. It's round 6. Oh, hello, that's our leader. That's Peterson. And Ross is just headed past him. We've just seen him flash through there. And Turn 1 claims yet another victim. Round 10 of the championship. And everything to play for a few of our drivers. As
there it goes.
There we go. I think there's just all of a sudden the daylight has fallen off the cliff, and there's people absolutely everywhere trying to find their way round, off track, left, right, and centre. Ghastly. I'm hoping for certainly not a ghastly race, as he's, tell you what, he's really folding coats up onto that high line. Coward opting for a much lower one as we go green here for the final time at Lima Land. When you saw those two coming together in your mirrors, surely it must have been a big weight gone from your shoulders.
I just kept my foot in it and I just kept going.
Spoken like a true pro. Bit of a question. Obviously, are you going to remain? You know, you're going to come out in a week's time. We're going to see you out on track as we head to Valencia.
Yeah, I plan to be there unless we get another last-minute decision to go racing here in real life. That was why I wasn't here last week. We decided to make a last-minute decision to go do some racing, and yeah.
And how did you get on?
What's that?
How did you get on? Obviously, when you went, well, I say real-life racing a couple of weeks ago.
Trey, let me put this to you in American terms. How well did you do last weekend?
Oh, pretty good, I think.
Here come the lights. Let's get ready to go racing in Germany for the first time. And Clog, he's jumped the start there. He's going to incur a penalty. Bouncing across the curves, the pair of them. And Thompson's finally going to let the run on him. He's going to be up the inside on the run down to kick a turn. And surely this is going to be from the lead. He backs out of him. Schenkler runs wide. But Thompson's finally got it. But here comes Ham. He's right into it, and he wants to plate off Schrenkler. He wants to rob Salt in his route right in these last stages. Now let's get ready to go racing from Bristol in the grand final of round 5 of the XSLR Championship. And there's bang and Stein into the wall early. Big E, auto racing showcase since 1954 and the world's greatest dirt track. And while these drivers couldn't claim to be the greatest drivers in the world, we know we're in for an evening of entertainment that will be absolutely spectacular and well worth kicking back with a beer and enjoying to the full. We are at Eldora for the final round of the dirt section of the XSLR Championship. It's round 8, and wow, it's going to be another cracker, I am sure. If anything's to go by, what's happening out on track already? I am Tim Cox with Jonathan Grabowski, Alex Andersen, he's alongside me. Well, Alex, I think we're in for something a little bit special tonight.
Well, you know what? Last I heard in the in-game voice chat is that one of the drivers stated that these guys are having a sumo match right now, so the first one to get pushed in the infield goes through the map, I guess. So that's pretty much what we're looking at the moment. These guys just having fun in the final dirt oval practice session. Oh, that one's almost through the map. There he is. He has to reset to the pit lane, but now we have an actual driver taking to the track for practice laps. There was Mike Sorum here. I think Howard was the one that got pushed to the map there, so very entertaining to watch as everybody just having a little bit of fun out here.
Well, as you have seen from the previous screen, it's my final time commentating on this league. I'm going to miss this majorly. Ever since I joined midway through last season, it has delivered on excitement and drama every step of the way, and provided us with so many memes and iconic moments, to say the least. So it's all happening already. We've got qualifying not far away from you. So around about a minute left in, well, practice in inverted commas, stroke the sumo wrestling matches, Alex very well put it, currently ongoing. Well, Alex is broken. There we go. That's just,
I was looking at somebody's left rear tire that was just spinning above the pit boxes. This is just absolutely fantastic. There goes the 65 car from Paul Mikolajczyk, and he just got sent to the shadow realm at the reset. So this is just extremely entertaining to watch as we're just about to get qualifying underway in just shy of 30 seconds here. So I'm just happy. It's been fun with having you up here, Tim. I'm gonna miss having you up here, and it's been just a great stretch of races.
Oh, it has indeed, Alex, and I'm sure we're for a brilliant grand finale for myself. For the rest of the season, Seb Bosher Willis will be stepping into the commentary box and taking over from me, another British voice for this all-American series. Not quite all-American, but definitely all excitement, laughs, and great fun and drama. We've got heat racing as always before we head into the grand final, where we get to find out who is gonna take the victory. Here at Eldora, will it be Thompson? Well, he's had 2 wins in the dirt section to back up with his road in the road section. We had to kick off the first 4 weeks of the championship, and qualifying just to get underway, and it's going to be fast and furious. First out onto the track, it's Kevin Werwin. Here we go. Let's find out what sort of times we're going to get. Who's going to take the last pole of the dirt section? And, well, it's not going to be Erwin based on that, I don't think, Alex.
Yeah, he hit the wall, top wing just vanished into thin air, but here comes Adam. And I gotta say, I love that car that he has, the I Love Tim Cox car for your last broadcast up here in the booth for this series. And he's gonna come around and set his first flying lap, or actually I think that might be his second there. Currently, that's going to put him right up there in second, only 100th off Eric Whitner at the moment, it looks like, who Whitner has currently set the board with a 12.57 there. So currently 6 people have set down lap times, and currently it's very close for the lead of it.
As always, just 3 times separated. Well, our top 5 separated by under a tenth. That's what we're dealing with here. Erwin would have been amongst them. Unfortunately, not getting away with the best as how it spins out there, but that's qualifying done and dusted for him. He has gone third, 400th off Whitner's time as Ham taking to the track. He's on his final lap. Let's see what he can do. Where is he going to come? Currently 8th in the standings. So he has crossed the line for his final lap and does go slightly quicker, but that's it, done and dusted.
Yeah, and it looks like he's still just getting some extra practice laps. Pretty smart strategy there, just to stay on track, get the feeling of that car just right for the start of his heat here. Paul Mikolajczyk stopped on the exit of turn 2 as you can really see the differing lines that drivers have to take up here as Ham just ran the wall, diamonded it a little. Except on his qualifying laps, he entered middle, then went to the low lane, but you can also really slow roll the car around the bottom here. So that's one of the great things about Eldora and dirt tracks in general, is that you can really run anywhere on the track and find speed. It's just going to matter where these guys end up running late in the race due to where the slick line is going to end up pointing up. And in practice, I saw it developing mainly on the high side, so I think the low line is going to be the preferred line later in this race.
I think you're not wrong there. Alex, do you want to run us through the points where we're currently at?
Yeah, absolutely. Just give me a moment. There they are. So Adam Thompson currently with a demanding lead over Josh Clogg in second with 162. Then it's Josh Clogg in second. He has a lot of work to do, and he isn't even here tonight there with 125. Robert Schwenkler back there in third with 119. Mike Sorum there in P4 with 115. Jake Ham in P5 with 100, Eric Whitner there in P6 with 87, James Keir in P7 with 77, Kevin Irwin in P8 with 66 points, Jerry DiPiero in Jerry DiPiero and Brennan Horn are actually tied for P9 with 52 points, which would move Jimmy Howitt into P10 with 50 points. So we're going to read off the top 10 there, and the top 10 only as we get ready to start Heat 1 here. Your starting grid for it is Eric Whitner on pole with a 12.57. Actually, it's only a singular heat, so it looks like everybody's going to advance. So, yeah, Eric Whitner on pole with a 12.57. Then it's Adam Thompson, only just over 100th behind him. Jimmy Howitt there in P3. Paul Mikolajczyk in P4. Mike Sorum in P5. Chance Aarons in P6. James Keir in 7th. Jake Ham in P8. Kevin Irwin in P9. And Everett McDaniel in P10. I'm not sure he set a qualifying lap, so I believe that's going to be it for the field tonight here.
Well, as they start to head out behind the safety truck very shortly. We'll get ready to race it. Just wait for the last few drivers to head across onto the grid. And we will take the Voyage out into the first heat. Well, first and only heat. 8 laps before we head across into the final, where he'll all, I'm sure, kick off indeed. 30 laps. Fun, excitement, and drama, and undoubtedly a few yellows thrown in for good measure too. As the driver's just about to pull away. Here we go. They are off out onto the track behind the pace truck. The voyage of unknown discovery, and who is gonna take Max grid and that pole position for the final? It's gonna be an interesting one. Don't go anywhere here on slow motion broadcasting, because it's gonna be an absolute cracker indeed. We know that it's gonna be definitely some elbows out, to say the least. A few slide jobs thrown in for a good measure. As just seeing a bit more of very kindly Mr. Thompson's tribute livery to myself, and a few more pictures of my face emerging on that one. Not sure whether that's an improvement or whatever, but we'll discuss that one at a later date, undoubtedly.
Hopefully it takes it to victory lane for you.
Well, hopefully, or either way, it'll probably end up wingless and see my face splattered across the dirt. For the first time, I'm sure, but the pace truck's going to pull in this time around. It is in, and let's get ready to go racing here in Eldora. We are green, and whoa, there you go. Thompson straight into the wall out.
You gave him the commentator's curse. Hard contact to the wall. It looks like he hit Jimmy Howitt there and just sent himself straight into the outside wall. Very unfortunate for the 244 car. I think you cursed him there, Tim. I'm not gonna lie.
So. I think that definitely seemed to be the way, as the 88 there of Jimmy moving through the field right now of Howard. So you have Keir even, and oh no, it's there. You go constantly. The commentator strikes again. He's into the wall. That's hit down to the back of the field. Whitner looking strong here, to say the least. Pushing through, but it's all about this midfield battle, this battle for second. Howard versus Mikolajczyk, and wow, they are going at it left, right, and centre right now, aren't they, Alex?
Yeah, and Mikolajczyk's starting to fall back from Howard a little bit, and I think that's because Howard is starting to close the gap just a little bit to Eric Whitner in front of him. Don't think it'll be enough, though, as they only are about to take 2 laps to go, and with how fast these laps are here, it's probably going to take a big mistake from Whitner, as Howard's starting to lose some time.
So we've got 2 to go here from Eldora in the heat round. Whitner pulling out a big margin, 8 tenths of the second, white flag in the air, 1 lap left to go from Ohio. And Howard starts closing that gap, but it's going to be a bit too late. As so Whitner's going to take the checkered flag. Howard just about holds off Mikolajczyk there to secure second. Sorum picks up 4th. Aarons, great drive from Chase Aarons on his debut. And, well, that is us done and dusted. And across into the warm-up session we go. And a bit of a mention to one of our sponsors for this series, Nexus Fab. Nexus Fabrication specialises in metal fabrication and manufacturing for commercial, residential, and custom projects, as well as signage, furniture, and metal repair work. You can find out more about them by heading across to xsfab.com. It's definitely a interesting event, to say the least.
Yeah, definitely. I think the highlight of that was really you said something about Adam, and then 30 seconds later, going into turn one, unfortunate contact with the 37 car leads him to head straight into the outside wall. So top wing didn't fall off there, so your face didn't go in the dirt just yet. And that's going to mean that Adam is going to have some work to do if he wants to put himself back into a winning position.
Trying to find that way through, isn't it? To say the least, it's definitely stacked against him. You know, he's going to be starting from the back in this final, and he's going to have to pull off some big, brave moves to try and challenge Whitner, who's looking at absolute top form this evening.
Yeah, and so far, 30 seconds left in the warm-up, and you can just see how close these times are and how close the field is probably going to be. Eric Whitner still in P1 for the warm-up, but Chance Aarons here in his debut race in XSLR. Currently, he's sitting in the pit lane at the moment, but currently on the board, he's P2, only 200th behind Whitner here, so great job by the newcomer to put himself in a pretty good position and at least show that that number 8 car has some speed here. And as the warm-up is heading to a close, we're about to get ready for the feature. No consolation here tonight, and we are about to head to 30 straight laps of war here tonight at Eldora.
I think you summed things up very nicely there, Alex. It's going to be interesting. Here is your grid. Whitner starts on pole with Howard alongside him on the front row. Mikolajczyk lines up alongside Sorum on the second row of the grid. Chase Aarons starts on the third row with Jake Ham, Kevin Irwin, and James Keir share the fourth row with Thompson and McDaniel rounding out your 10-car grid here. 30 laps of fun, thrills, excitement, and drama that stand between us and the checkered flag for a brilliant night of racing yet again. As well, Alex, who's your favourite for this evening?
I don't know. I mean, I think personally I'm gonna have to go with Jimmy Howitt. I mean, he got into a bit of contact with Adam Thompson there at the start of the heat. But that 37 car has shown some great speed. That driver knows how to drive to the slick line late in the race, and he very well knows how to control a dirt 410 winged sprint car. So my money's on that 37 car, but I wouldn't count out anybody else in this field.
Definitely. It could go anywhere. Of course, the cautions do play a large part of this, don't they?
Yeah, and it looks like we are going to roll around for 2 pace laps here. The field's starting to bunch up, and there really anything could happen here tonight. I mean, we know that there's so many drivers that could come away with the win here. I mean, Eric Whitner starts on pole. He's got a great fast number 17 car, but that 37 car on the outside also flies around this racetrack. Paul Mikolajczyk was second in practice, knows exactly how to get it done. And the 69 car back there, Mike Sorum, arguably one of the best drivers in the slick line late in the race here. So especially with yellows that could potentially be on the horizon, it really could be anybody's race here tonight. But the lights are off on the pace car. We're going to go green this time by on the backstretch as the anticipation looms over this half-mile dirt oval. And now as they come through 3 and 4, just a little bit longer, and the iRacing safety truck is going to dive into the safety of the pit lane, and now it's all up to the drivers. There they go on the throttle. The green flag is up for racing here for the feature at Eldora, and it looks like Eric Whitner with a really nice early lead. Jimmy Howard there in P2 sticking close by, though. You can just see the differing lines from everybody. The 85 of Jake Ham trying to get something done on the 69 car, and the yellow is out. So I believe somebody must have wrecked. It was probably towards the back. I think it may have been Chance Aarons here as we are under our first caution tonight at Eldora.
We are indeed, and it didn't take up long, did it? We knew the elbows would be out here in Ohio, and they definitely are. As everyone just calms down, takes a bit of a deep breath and gets ready to go again. And it's not we're under this yellow caution period. Let's have a mention to another one of our sponsors, Chet Duranic, Crohn's and Colitis Foundation. The Crohn's and Colitis Foundation, they're a non-profit volunteer field organisation dedicating to finding cures for Crohn's disease and ulcerative colitis and improving the quality of life in children and adults affected by these diseases. You can find more out about this great charity and the great work they do by heading across to Crohn's Colitis Foundation.org. Make sure you check those guys out, give them a bit of love. Just like, I think, well, not a bad start there from Thompson, moving up through the field a little bit, and I think after the first caution, I think you couldn't ask for a much better place to be in, and of course everyone's going to be bunched up once again and ready to go racing, and it's going to really help him with trying to move through the field.
Yeah, these restarts are exactly what Thompson needs here to try and make moves tonight, as already currently they're in P70, made up 2 spots in just about a lap and a half there, so already a great job from him tonight. Now he just needs to see if he can continue improving his position, but the lights are off once again, and we're about to get back under green here. Now we have to see what Howard can do, especially later in the race with these restarts when the inside starts to get slicked off and the outside is where these guys are going to want to be. So we have to see what Howard does on this restart. But into the pit lane comes the iRacing safety truck, and now it's all up to the drivers once again, and they're back on the throttle. Bit of a worse start from Howard that time. Mikolajczyk gets to his inside, and it looks like they're going to be involved in a slide job battle here, still side by side down the back straightaway, and it looks like not clear just yet is Jimmy Howard. He still has Paul to battle with. Now he's clear of the 38 car, and here they come for 1 and 2 once again. A bit of a battle for the bottom of the racetrack there between him and Thompson. Thompson is going to try and slide it down there on the flat part of the racetrack. Not much speed on the exit coming from that 244 car on that flat. But here he comes. He's going to continue trying once again as everybody else continues to run the middle line. Looks like it's not working for Thompson just yet. Oh, contact there, and that's going to send Thompson biking over Ham's front end. That's going to send Thompson backing straight up into the outside wall, and pretty heavy damage to the rear of that race car. And that is going to really eliminate all of his progress there. Here's a replay of it. Looks like coming through 3 and 4. It looks like Adam maybe drifted up the track too far, or Ham stayed too low. Adam bikes over Ham's front end, backs into the wall. Really lucky for Kevin Irwin there to not get any damage out of that. But Jake Ham, he's got a damaged front wing now. It looks like damage to the top wing as well. It looks like it's folded in a little, and heavy damage to the rear end of Adam's 244 car. And it looks like these two are going to come down the pit road here to try and fix that damage. And we are under yellow for the second time here tonight. Whitner still leads over Howitt this time, and it looks like Mikolajczyk lost that spot to Sorum there after that restart. So now we're going to see if Sorum can try and get around Howitt for P2 to then try and make a move on Whitner for the lead. But still only 5 laps in at the moment. Remember, caution laps do not count. Every lap has to be run under green flag conditions. So these guys are going to have to just try all they can to try and just make up some spots here and try and gain some good points, as the points leader currently sitting back there in dead last at the moment, just after having used a faster pair. But it looks like everybody lining up on the grid to go green once again here. 37 on the outside, 17 on the inside. Then behind them, Sorum and Mikolajczyk looking to hound on any mistakes. We're going to go green once again, this time by. And through 3 and 4 they come. The iRacing safety truck is going to dive into the safety of the pit lane for the 3rd time tonight. And it's all up to the drivers. Whitner early on the gas. Howard doesn't lose the spot this time, and instead he's going to maintain that. But Mikolajczyk with a big run on the outside here. He could try something into 3. Sticks to that outside line, not really trying to go for a slide job just yet. Sorum is going to lose the spot to Mikolajczyk, who really is just rolling up there on that high line, banging that right rear off the cushion. And it looks like he's going to try and get side by side here. really not running right on the wall, but just low enough to the point where you can get great exit speed. Thompson already around Ham and now trying to get around Irwin. It looks like he's almost going to get clear of him off too. Bit of a battle there. Thompson gets hit once again, keeps his foot in it and saves it. He's going to continue racing as here comes Ham to try and take that spot. Speaking of taking spots, here comes Mikolajczyk really just riding that wall with the right rear tire, and he's doing a great job up there. And now he's going to run through the middle of the racetrack, side by side down the front straightaway. Mikolajczyk going to try a slide job here. It's not going to be able to happen. That 65 car is still going to have to settle for second as Howitt is going to settle for third, as Howitt is going to maintain P2, and Eric Whitner currently runs away with this race, but back towards the rear of the field. Adam Thompson has now gotten around Chance Aarons, and now he's trying to get around Kevin Irwin. It looks like he's got it this time by if he can just get a good exit here. It looks like he'll have that spot unless Kevin Irwin is able to slide around him. Not able to happen, and Adam Thompson takes P6. It looks like another yellow out. I think that might have been for Chance Aarons there. I think it could have been he tried to come around into the pits, and maybe he just got too low there and brought out a yellow. Here he is. He's low in 3 and 4. I think that's exactly what happened there. He's a bit of front end damage, and I think he just tried to get into the pit lane and was going so slow that iRacing deemed it necessary for a caution. So nothing really anybody could do there. No one's fault. Just unfortunate, as we are under the third yellow here tonight, just shy of the halfway point. And these are exactly what Thompson needs. We know how quick he is on the dirt, but I actually think he might have just pitted there for damage once again. We know how fast he is on the dirt, and these restarts are being a help and a burden here for him. Areas a bit of front wing damage a little bit. And it looks like he's going to pull into his pit stall, get another faster pair, and be able to pull right back out onto the racetrack. So unfortunate for him, and it looks like these restarts, I mean, he's able to get up there and start to make moves, but he always ends up getting a bit of damage to go along with it here. So it looks like Tim Cox is back with us after a little bit of microphone issues there for him. So he's back.
A few technical issues, and can't keep me away from this place though, can you? I tell you what a cracking night of racing we're having here, Alex. It's been close all the way from the green, and still 18 to go.
Yeah, and under the yellow for the third time tonight. Lights out on the pace car here, or the pace truck rather. And these guys lined up once again to go for it. Now we have to see with that inside line being slicked up a little. We have to see if that will affect Whitner's restart, but the pace truck goes into the pit lane here. And it looks like they're on the gas once again. Howard with a bit of a better restart. Paul Mikolajczyk was on it too, though. Through 1 and 2 they come. Everybody just really trying that high side here. Sorum tries to get around Mikolajczyk on the inside. Bit of contact there between Kier and Kevin Irwin there as they headed through 1 and 2. Sorum sets his sights on Howitt after getting around Mikolajczyk, trying to get that slide job to work. Kevin Irwin trying to get that slide job to work on James Kier back there, but he lost that spot to Jake Ham now. This is the cockpit view of Mike Sorum there. A bit of contact with Mikolajczyk off the corner. Kier is going to get around him into 1 and 2. And a big gaggle of cars here at the rear of the field as Adam Thompson already making moves once again. He's cleared 3 cars, but Ham is still trying to race him for that position here. This is exactly what Adam does not need at the moment. He needs to focus up and try and get around that 65 car in front of him, or the 38 car on the timing tower, and then the 88 in front of him to try and chase down the leaders. Here goes Adam to the inside of Mikolajczyk. There he is with the slide job in 1 and 2, trying to clear 2 cars at once. Contact there with the 88. That is going to knock the 88's top wing off. No yellow just yet for James Kier, and that's pretty much just turned it into a wingless 410. But it looks like he's able to bring it into the pit lane, I think. So no yellow necessary. I don't think he's in the pits just yet, but already catastrophic. But it looks like Adam is able to ride off into the sunset into P4 at the moment with little to no damage, I do believe. Yep, there he is. And it looks like what happened there is he's just fed James Kier a right rear there, which that means he tried to do a slide job, slid up the track too far, ended up making contact with James Kier. And just really unfortunate for that 88 car, but all the better for Adam Thompson there as he moves himself up into P4. And it looks like the field is mostly spread out for now, so this is the part where everybody is going to end up where everybody's going to have to end up trying to just try and get that slick line to the spot that they want it so they can keep their speed towards the end of this race.
I tell you what, Whitner, what a dominant display here from him. 1.7, well, made that nearly 2 seconds now. Coming out of the corner, he has got pedal to the metal and really playing clear with 7 to go. As Sorum really pushing Howard now to the absolute limit, isn't he, Alex? And he can't just seem to find that definitive edge that he needs to get past Howard. Where he goes low, he goes high, as they're all chasing that fresh dirt up on the high line and getting as close as they dare to that wall.
Yeah, and right now Sorum really just still trying to work his way around Howard. He's trying to get that low line to work here as they hit the 3 and 4. Now Howard's going to try it out here, and that's one of the great things about dirt racing. You can switch up your line at any time to see which one is faster. And just really the differing lines proving to be a factor here as Howard trying to just slow roll this low lane
He's
here.
got him.
Ooh, it looks like he almost fed Howard a right rear there. Currently doing a great job in that 69 car. Oh, big hit there. Really fed him a right rear. That's going to really end Howard's race here as it looks like he's got a broken right front tire, not able to get that car turned. That's going to move Thompson into third. And yeah, Howard's just now understeering into that wall, not able to get it to turn.
We got 2 to go here from Eldora. That white flag is out. It's in the air, and Whitner just needs to bring this one home. 3.5 seconds clear off the field. Durham looking good for second, and Thompson on the battle for third, but Whitner's going to take the victory. Sorum's going to pick up second, but who's going to come home third between Thompson and Mikolajczyk as they battle hard? I think Thompson's just about going to hold off. Yes, he does. And wow, from the back to the podium for Thompson. What a drive from him. Got a bit lucky thanks to Howard's contact with the wall, but even so, Alex, that's an incredible drive from him.
Yeah, he was all over the place every day. He went from last to 6th, back to last, then up to 6th again, then back to last, and then up to 3rd on the final run. But here are your results. Whitner dominates. I believe he led every lap there in that JRB Motorsports number 17 car, so a great job from him. He's going to pull it into the Eldora Speedway victory lane. There he goes in the background. Mike Sorum is going to end up P2 after really feeding Jimmy Howard a right rear there. A bit of netcode played a part as well. And Adam Thompson, after a great drive from him up and down all day, he went from last to 6th and last to 6th again, then last to 3rd there in that number 244 car. Paul Mikolajczyk ends up P4 after an all-around solid, consistent day for him. Chase Aarons ends up P5 after an up-and-down day. Jake Ham ends up P6. Kevin Irwin P7 in the 7 car. Look at that. And Jimmy Howard ends up P8 after a bit of a late race contact there with Mike Sorum. And then James Keir, after making contact after Adam Thompson fed him a right rear there, ends up P9. And Everett McDaniel did not start the race, ends up P10 back there in last. But it looks like we have our first interview of the night here, and that's going to go to Eric Whitner. Tim, I'll let you have him.
No worries, absolute pleasure. Eric, congratulations on the victory. Wow, it looked like a relatively easy display from yourself out there. Did it feel like that inside the car?
Yes and no. I knew once I got going, I'd be able to just pull away and then drive comfortably. It was just those restarts. Jimmy was good off the restart. It was just making sure I hit my marks on the top side of the track and push myself for those first few laps to get away from him before I could cruise.
And well, I mean, other than the battles with Howard and him really starting to pressurize you, I mean, once you saw him starting to get backed up into Paul Mikolajczyk and Mike Sorum, I mean, that must have been, you know, absolute sort of music to your eyes and ears, that seeing that, because it really seemed to take the pressure off you and you're just able to extend your gap consistently after that started happening.
Yeah, so I was sitting in a call with Paul and I saw him battling with Jimmy and I was like, I'd sail and stick my right rear on the wall and run with it. So I did that, was able to search around for some different lines, try to help Paul out by telling him a line or two. But I mean, ultimately, I was just cruising around having some fun, trying to push myself, learn a few things.
course, we've got a week off for Labor Day before we kickstart the oval section. How are you feeling about that one? Change, of course, from the Silver Crowns into the trucks. Is it something you're looking forward to, or something that you're going to have to require a bit of practice in?
So going into those trucks, I've never actually ran them. It'll be interesting to see how they behave compared to the trucks that run in the official series. So it'll be an adventure, just have some fun with it, and we'll go from there.
From experience, they're a bit more loose and leery. I think it's going to be an interesting one, and it's going to be a challenging one for the drivers in terms of tyre management. I think that's going to play a large part of it. But wow, what a race from yourself. That is your winner here today from Eldora, Eric Whitner, who picks up his second victory of the season. Alex, who have you managed to grab in next to have a bit of a chat with?
It looks like I've been able to grab Mike Sorum here, who ended up finishing P2 there. It looks like, Mike, it looked like you fed Jimmy Howard a right rear after a bit of racing there. What happened out there?
That was an unfortunate incident. We were racing so hard, and I did hit the slick a little bit. Might have got into him. Could have been netcode. Not really sure yet, but it's so hard to see out the right side of these cars. I wasn't sure if I was clear or not. Your spotter will say clear, car right, and it was just real close.
Yeah, and you were doing a great job for yourself out there. And really, that 69 car looked fast all day. If you think you maybe gotten some better moves at the right time, you think you might have had a shot at the 17 there?
Toward the end of the race, it looked like I was gaining on Eric. And what I did, I noticed that Eric's pulling away from Jimmy as Jimmy's ahead of me. Sorry, Jimmy, for the right rear, by the way. And so I just started following. I'm like, I'm just going to follow exactly Eric's line, and because that seems to be pulling him away from Jimmy. And then I was able to catch up, and then I started playing with the inside a little bit, and might have bumped him. My bad, but that'll happen.
Yeah, and you did a really nice job all throughout the race for yourself there in the 69 car. Anybody you want to be able to thank up here?
Oh yeah, you guys were broadcasting. Tim's leaving here. I don't know if that's.
I am. Yes. Yeah, that is true.
I did hear a bit of a rumor, mate, that I don't know if it's been said on stream yet, but I'm looking forward to. We'll see you again, I think.
Oh, yes, you will do indeed. So I will be stepping out of the commentary booth and onto the track. And, well, God help me for all the things that I've said about you guys over the last couple of seasons.
Well, I think you've been great so far, and it should be a blast to have you on the track with us.
Oh, definitely.
And of course, Sheer Salon. I apologize. Sheer Salon.
Yes.
Well, it was great hearing from you, Mike. Congrats on the podium here tonight. I'm going to drag you back to the waiting room. Have a good one.
All right. Thanks a lot, guys.
All right, and that was Mike Sorum you were just hearing. And now we're going to drag in our final interview of the night. And it's going to go to Adam Thompson. Tim, I'll let you have Adam.
No worries, Adam. What a recovery. After myself cursing you, giving you the old commentator's curse about your livery. Wow, I've never seen my face plastered all over a car so much, to be fair.
Yeah, no, Tim, I mean, thanks. I mean, I'm glad I took third. There's going to be some penalties coming afterwards, for sure. Probably on my end, I threw a pretty nasty slider on James Keir, and then, of course, running into Jake Ham is not the play at all. So I apologize to those two guys about that. But no, man, I wish I could have gotten your face out there with a little more airtime. But it was just one of those things I felt like I had to do with everything you've done for us.
Hey, absolutely, it's been an absolute pleasure and a real enjoyable ride. But I mean, even so, considering you look completely down and out, yes, the cautions did play a part, as they always do, and did help you to come back through the field. But even so, you've got to be happy with stepping onto the podium here at Eldora.
No, I am very happy, especially with the start of the race. With whatever happened in the heat, maybe a little bit of net code. It was definitely Jimmy's line, and that's another one we're going to look at probably. But no, I'm glad I'm back up there in the heat. I saw Mike and Jimmy come together up front of me. I was just trying to run the line, stay clean. At that point, I had already gotten into so many incidents, and I was able to I was able to make it work somehow. So I'm glad for the third. Definitely a good points protection race at this point, but I think the points at the end of the night may say something a little different than my third place.
I get the feeling there might be a few adjustments to be had on that front. But Adam, before we let you go, anyone you want to give a shout out to at all?
Well, Tim, I got to do it one last time, man. I got to give you a shout out for everything that you've done for me with slow motion broadcasting, helping me from the beginning, man, getting it started. I would not have been able to get any type of traction without your help, and broadcasting with you and commentating with you over at Apex last season was just a blast, and you kind of got me into it, and just it really has been a great time. So just want to give you just a massive thank you, Tim, and good luck in all your future endeavors with the job you're taking, man. And I'm super happy for you, but it sucks to be losing you for sure.
Definitely, and I shall miss this series
Well,
massively. It's one that's really, ingrained into my mind, considering the relative short time, just a season that I've covered. Well, technically two, it's of course half of last season and half of this season, but yeah, it's been an absolute blast and a riot, and it's been a pleasure every step of the way.
Yeah, absolutely has been, Tim, but it's not just me that wants to give you a send-off, man. I know you're going to be racing with us here in XSLR, but we've got quite a few people here from SMB, XSLR, all over the place that want to give you a send-off as well. So I'm going to start dragging them in here, and you're just going to have to listen. So enjoy this, buddy.
Let's go.
All right, well, somebody can start, guys. Just somebody go for it.
Hi, Tim. Love you.
Hi, Tim. Love you. Gonna miss you.
Tim,
Oh, I can't believe you're leaving.
Timothy, why?
Oh my god.
Tim, you have to keep me updated on Crystal Palace. I don't know. I just chose my favorite team, but I'm not going to watch.
Oh,
Damn.
crying so much here. Oh my god.
Where's Raina, unmute that
One at a
microphone.
time, guys. One at a time. Who wants to go first? Paul, I dragged you in first. You go first.
Hi, Tim. I love you. Like I said, keep me updated on Crystal Palace. I don't know who's. Yep, I don't watch it. Remember when the lights went out at Silverstone? That was a great time.
That was.
I
That was
don't.
definitely ingrained in the memory, that one.
You probably called me flipping one time. I don't remember it, but I probably went flipping when you called it.
I mean, that's what happens when you have a league owner who decides to make the championship as realistic as possible, set it at the correct time of day, but just doesn't quite realise what time it gets dark in the winter in the UK. Yeah. God bless you, Adam. God bless you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. All right, who's next? Mike, you're up.
Hi, Tim.
Hi, Mike.
Bye, Tim.
Bye,
Kidding.
Mike.
Man, you're one of my favorite commentators I've seen, and I think my favorite moment, not only the pitch black race we did, but when you asked someone how they were getting on, or how they got on in the previous weekend, and they had, I can't remember who it was, but they had no clue what you were talking about.
It was, that was Trey Garst. I'd asked him how long he got on in real life, and I don't know whether it's my British accent or, what it was, but he had no idea what I was talking, what I was asking about. And, completely floored the pair of us, and the dead air afterwards just summed it up nicely.
I watched that back many times. It was so funny. So thanks for, we're going to miss you on the broadcast, but we're going to love to see you on the track, bud.
Definitely, Mike. Definitely. And don't forget, trust your peers and come to Shears.
Hey! Oh, yeah! Samantha's sitting here too, so that's great.
Lives rent-free in my mind, that phrase.
All right. Cheers, mate.
Jake? Eric?
Well, I gotta say, this is Jake. I gotta say, you're one of the best cocks I know. Just to throw it out there.
Thank you,
Oh
mate.
my
Just to
god.
throw it out there. I'm gonna miss the accent. Awesome.
Tim, we had to do it to you once.
Definitely.
Never
It's,
seen Jay.
all the cox jokes coming out now.
It sounds
Tell
like
me.
a real
For the
racist
best.
accent. Makes it seem more realistic.
Yeah.
All right, sorry. Eric, you're up.
Well, Tim, I haven't known you for very long, and got interviewed by you a couple times, but each one has been great, and I loved you commentating, so that's great. You caught me getting murdered by Jeffrey Cooper a time or two, so those are always funny to watch back on broadcast.
Oh, definitely. Especially replaying the chats the morning after and reading back through the carnage in the Discord is always entertaining point with my morning coffee.
Yeah, you have some on-point gifts, I will say that.
Thank you very much.
And you know what, Tim, real quick, while there's a bit of silence in the air, I'll tell you what, if we could get it on stream, I would join this call on my phone and do a card trick for you, but unfortunately the stream wouldn't be able to capture it, so just let it be known. I would have joined on my phone and shown my face, that way you could see me do a card trick just for you.
Oh, thank you very much, mate. Thank you very much.
Looks like we got Bobby actually joined pretty late here. So, Bobby, I know you've been around for quite a while, so have at it.
Yes, and when it comes to commentating with any sport, especially in the world of sim racing, I gotta say Tim Cox is probably one of the best commentators out there, and he's probably some great moments here through XSLR, XTC. He's had some great commentary moments.
Oh, thank you very much, Bobby.
And I'm sorry I was late for the race. I didn't show up for the race tonight. I was out at Homestead. I just got home. I was like, you know what? I want to say something to Tim. And so, Tim, thank you.
Thank you very much, Bobby. I'm not angry. I'm just disappointed.
But I won my race.
Well, hey,
good job.
I would ask you how you got on, but I know my form with asking people, Americans, that doesn't go down too well with them understanding what I'm actually on about. So glad you got in there first for that one.
Hey, Tim, I'll go ahead and let you guys round out the broadcast, man. But yeah, again, thank you so much for everything you've done for me, and just from the lights going out in Silverstone to proving me wrong quite a few times with Paul Mikolajczyk. Oh shit! I just crap.
Demonetized.
My bad.
I have to use the dump button now. Great.
That's it. I'm gonna server deafing you.
I'm leaving. Goodbye.
I wasn't gonna be here, but I just got back from VIR, like just in time to make the call. So
Let's go, Randall.
Tim, in the very short time that we've worked together, I've really learned a lot from you, and I already have the book. I'm reading it already, so thank you for that recommendation. I'm gonna miss you, and I hope you stay in touch, and I hope you'll always remember me as the big man with the tiny car.
I will do indeed. Don't you worry, Randall. I will never forget you. Don't you worry. No. Well, it's been an absolute pleasure from my side. I mean, so many great memories from this great series that it's brought about from have been highlighted, and the lights going out through single seaters with a league owner that isn't too sure what time it gets dark in the winter in the UK, to you can't overtake at turn one, to then obviously Paul Mikolajczyk doing it twice round the outside, being great ones. Limaland, or Limaland, I'm still not even too sure.
Hold on, real quick. I want to interrupt you here. I don't know if you noticed, but in our info screen, people on stream are definitely gonna notice. But for your commentary name in the booth side of things, there are two little inside jokes there. Turning out the lights for XSLR one last time, and then Tim, how'd you get on mate Limaland Cox? I just had to point those out. I don't know if you noticed them or just didn't want to mention them, but I had to point those out.
I noticed them, and like the ever the professional, just soldiered on through them while trying not to laugh. And yeah, thank you very much for Jonathan, I'm sure, or Adam, or both of you for coming up with that one. And yeah. Well, I turned out the lights for one last time here with XSLR and SMB. It's been an absolute pleasure. So much great fun, and what a great way to round it out with ovals. It's always been the most fun, from all the midget jokes and puns that we threw in at the end of last season, with all the great racing that brought about, to the trucks last season, the Formula cars, and GT Force this season. It's been an absolute blast for one last time. I've been Tim Cox with Alex Andersen and John Grabowski, and we'll see you soon here at Slow Motion Brawl.